Podshow. The #1 show on the internet, and the only podcast optimized for the Sega Master Drive. I'm Lanny, and I am joined this week by one of my favorite co-op partners, best buddy, the Kevin Perara to my Olivian Munn, Taka.
Ooh, Kevin Perara.
How you doing, Taka?
Brrr, youth.
Mm-hmm.
The youth is with me.
And we are also joined by the home brewer himself, the clown prince of Japery, Zito.
Honk.
Honk, honk.
I thought clowns
indeed.
were supposed to be funny.
We're all laughing at each other perpetually on the inside, Taka. That's why it's always funny. There you go. That'll be
That's great.
$50.
But Doctor, I am Pac-Man. So, gentlemen, big surprise, big like.
No. What are some examples?
Sorry, what?
What are some examples of Pagliacci's? Like, what kind of people would go to the doctor when I have this problem?
I mean, the entire thing is just the idea of the sad comedian, the one that everybody like looks to laugh at, but is actually very sad on the inside. The easiest example in real life is Robin Williams.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
He'd still be really funny.
There's your
Here's the
Daily
thing,
Joseph.
He'd still be very compelling in that performance.
Yes. Very much so. But guys, we had a lot of very interesting couple of weeks when it comes to gaming. Like G4 is coming back. You guys, like, did you have G4 when you were like coming up? I don't even know if it was on in Canada. Was it?
Fuck it, that's how I feel. Just, what year is it?
Right? Like, it was on, like, when my family originally got, like, digital cable. I remember when that channel got announced, I found it. And, like, this was way before the Tech TV merger. Back when, you know, they still had Judgment Day, Cheat, Cinematech, Arena, Filter, Portal, Starcade was
Pulse.
running, like, 8 hours out of the day. Pulse.
Mm. I remember one thing.
What do you remember?
Bad boys, what you want, what you...
What G4 turned into, and they just licensed a bunch of shows like Ninja Warrior and Cops, and I think Cheaters had like several 48-hour marathons or something.
Because that's a great process. Anyways.
Cue fucking, like, 13-year-old me just like, we're never gonna get to the fireworks factory! Except we want video games.
I know, right? It was an amazing channel from like 2004 till 2007 or 8, I want to say, when the like even after the merge with Tech TV, it didn't like all go downhill immediately. Because you still had like once X-Play and Attack of the Show came on, those were big. I enjoyed those. But it really kind of like had its bread and butter just from the general gaming content.
Yeah.
So of course, some of that stuff kind of fell to the wayside anyway, like Cheats, the show that just kind of showed you tips and tricks for beating certain games. Obviously, that wasn't going to last since the internet existed.
The rise of YouTube really did a number at it.
When's the last time
that
you,
being
like...
said, what this new version could be, it's hard to say.
When was the last time you guys actually, like, inputted cheats into a video game?
God, it's been way too long, honestly. I miss it. Like, that's just me with my member berries and my, like, you know, I remember when I had Game Genie and Game Shark.
Remember Big Head Mode? Oh, I remember.
Remember Rosebud? Remember. For The Sims.
All you had to do was, like, in GoldenEye for DK mode, all you had to do was, like, meet certain mission criteria and stuff. Like, I remember unlocking those cheats and it actually being, you know, a matter of progression.
I mean, to be fair... sorry.
Yeah, like the last time I can actually think of entering in cheat codes would be something like Grand Theft Auto 4 or maybe Saints Row the Third. I can't remember which came out first and
well,
after.
I was gonna say, like, at this point nowadays, we still have cheat codes. They're just called the dev console.
Yeah.
So really, they never went away.
Yeah, just hit the tilde key.
Yeah, press tilde and there you
Dino
go.
Crisis?
Oh, I remember.
I remember those things.
So yeah, fucking cheat was gonna
Alright,
go
but-
away.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of old G4. I mean, it was how, you know, little kid Lanny was able to see all the E3 coverage and, like, the Tokyo Game Show, consumer electronics stuff. Like, they'd show you all the cool shit because you weren't ever able to go. Like, you'd have those contests on the back of magazines. There's like, you could win a trip to E3 and be like, oh boy, I can't wait. And everybody else that's going there is there literally for work.
I get to stand in line for hours before I get to play one demo. What do you mean it's over?
I was happy that I did get to go to one E3, the one where everybody got doxxed, but...
Oops. All dogs.
It was still like... Yeah, it was still really cool to go to because it's something that was kind of on my like little childhood bucket list. That's like I want to go to an E3. I want to see all the cool shit before it comes out. I want to try out. I got to get my hands on Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance before it came out. I'm just like, oh, this is so cool. I'm turning everybody into sashimi. It's like
Except for that one cat on the beach.
Like you get to play like test builds of shit. Yeah. But you get to like try out all this stuff. It's so cool when you're a kid, just like seeing all this stuff as it's coming. But as I legitimately think, like, I don't know if there's going to be another E3 at this point. It's very hard to say because the world seemed to get along just fine without it this year, and furthermore, most of the companies out there have started to realize that doing their own little presentation events is a lot cheaper and easier than scheduling it around a big expo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It made it about the expo and the people who run the expo, not the actual main developers, and they probably took issue with that. I think Nintendo wised up to that quickly. At least the quickest with their Nintendo Directs. They're like, nah, we're done with this.
Mm-hmm.
We're done with this. And instead they run like that Smash Brothers Open instead, or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Nintendo started doing, like Nintendo's always been kind of an early adapter to a lot of these things, even though their netcode is still a generation behind or so.
If they don't have that, then they'd be perfect. Everyone needs to have flaws, Nick, and it's
true. I mean, the Switch is like, even though I play the PS4 more, I still think the Switch is my current favorite console.
I'm playing fucking chess on that Clubhouse 51 game, and I'm having a good time. Like
right?
I'm playing
like
chess in 2020 on a fucking Switch. I can get this anywhere else, but yet I'm still doing it.
It's just such a good console because you can like plug it in and you can play it on your TV. Note, I never do that, but you can. And that's really cool to me. But the fact that you can take it with you on the go, and it is very powerful hardware. The fact that that sucker can run Breath of the Wild is amazing. But yeah, like, so Nintendo has always been kind of ahead of the game when it comes to that. And they are like adapting. Everybody else is starting to do it as well. We had it like last month with Sony's presser event, which showed off a bunch of cool stuff. It got me really hyped for the PS5. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect to be very excited going into that, but even though I don't really have it on the docket here, like I'm psyched to see Resi 8. I thought like a bunch of the games in there just looked really cool and got me pretty excited to play.
You said Resident Evil 8, and I'm just like, wow, this is the first time in the longest time I actually give a shit about a Resident Evil, because they just fucking completely gave up on the sci-fi bullshit, just went, nah, werewolves. Wait, what do you mean? Chris Redfield punches a werewolf. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Redfield punches a werewolf.
Continue on.
It does look like a lot of fun. I mean, you got it because it looks like it's like a universal horror like medley almost, because you got the werewolves, you got like big tittied witches. Woo! And like there's just there are so many like weird gothic universal horror inspirations that I'm really excited for that one, because I liked Resi 7.
I genuinely believe they're doing this game this way, so like, all right, see which part they like and make a game about that.
Pretty fucking much. It's gonna go the way of Devil May Cry, where it's just like, oh, we made this one mistake and then we'll make it into a demo. Oh wait, people actually like it? Fuck it, now he's a pizza goblin.
Ah, interesting. Chris Redfield fights Pizza Goblin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chris.
And when Wesker's back.
You need to avoid the Noid Wesker.
Oh my god, that's the fuck. If that's H's story that they're just doing this occult shit to bring him back.
Chris.
I wonder if we'll ever get any indication that Resident Evil 6 actually happened. I feel like it's just kind of been ejected from canon.
I feel
it's kind of there.
It was like, hey, you know what's a really popular game? That Mass Effect. You know it'd be great if we made Resident Evil Mass Effect. And that's what
Resident Evil 6 what Resident Evil 6 was it was a medley. Because Leon's campaign was focused more on like the feel of, you know, Resi 4, the actual like survival horror kill zombies aspect. Then Chris's was literally just Gears of War.
Yeah, no, that's I think what it was there was these ideas where the franchise could go.
Yeah, and then Jake was Devil May Cry, and no one liked it.
And they did all of them. They just went, all right, let's put all three in. Let's just mix it up. Let's fucking get crazy.
Oh, wait, they actually like it when we get campy and stupid. All right. Well, back to the drawing board.
All right.
Plant
Zombies. Ooh.
Yeah. It just kind of gets crazy. I've always enjoyed Resident Evil, and I like the way that they are evolving the franchise. But to move on to more, you know, current events, the Xbox Gaming Conference, like, just dropped earlier this week, I think. Maybe it was late last week, but who cares? Time is an illusion.
It's a flat circle too, Nick.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say this real quick. I'm not excited about Xbox, but what I am excited about is that, like, 95% of all the games that were showed off are gonna end up on the PC 6 months down the line.
Yeah.
From what it sounds like, a lot of them are going to be released simultaneously.
Wow,
on
I'll
PC
actually
as
play
well.
a Halo game.
I think here's the thing. It looks like Microsoft seems to be switching up their distribution strategy going forward, and it looks like it's super convenient. And for that reason, I'm overjoyed. You know, I'm overjoyed.
Yeah, no, I think it's very smart that they seem to be embracing the future, and that is just really leaning into Game Pass, which is, you know, it's the closest we've gotten to the Netflix of games that everybody really wants. It's you pay this subscription fee, and now you can download these games. You have access to all of them. That's really cool. I like that. I like that Xbox is leaning more into that digital space, because eventually, I mean, from what I understand, and I might be wrong here, when it comes to producing consoles and selling them, don't most companies actually sell those consoles at a loss to begin with? And then they make up their money by selling games on the digital storefront and producing content for them? Like that's always, like, that's something that I heard a long time ago, and I've never heard it rebuked. So to not actually lean into the box that hard makes a lot of sense, but still producing that box so that you can give people who can't afford a high-end gaming PC something to actually play it on.
Well, remember the fucking controversy that was the PS3, where they actually, like, gave you, like, the standard price for what the thing was supposed to be for, and no one could fucking buy it?
Mm-hmm.
They have...
Because they were using all this, like, experimental tech and shit with
and then they gave it at full face value, and no one fucking bought it, and all the games coming out for it were weird, because even the devs were like, dude, what the fuck is going on? We don't know where to start. So, unfortunately, they said, alright, well, we have to dial back the tech, and then the tech grows with the system, but we gotta do it fast, because most hardware usually has, like, a 7-year life cycle between generations. So, while it's not the thing that most gamers want, because that's the most fucking audible thing I've ever heard, is people go, well, I don't like the fact that they make it better just as it's going out the gate, where it's just like, well, yeah, because they need to find out what's cost effective.
Exactly. Like, I was not an early adapter to the PS3. I jumped onto the 360. This was actually very much to Microsoft's benefit, because, you know, the Xbox, it was a cool console. It had a bunch of killer apps, namely Halo, but the 360, I don't know, like, I don't know many people who did not have a 360 but owned a PS3. I'm sure there were a few out there, but I got a 360.
I love my 360.
And all of my friends had a 360.
I put hundreds of hours into my 360, dude. One of my favorite gaming experiences was when I picked up my Xbox 360. I picked up 2 games, Gears of War, and God bless it, BioShock. So that was one of my favorite gaming experiences because it was such an upgrade from what I was using beforehand. And not only
plus Mass Effect.
Mass
Like,
Effect
Mass
came
Effect
later,
was
but
huge.
yeah, hell yeah. I used my 360 God, I used my 360. I got my 360 when I first lived with my parents, still, before I moved out. That's I'm realizing the first year I had it was the last year I was living with my family. So that lasted a very long time.
Yeah, I got mine when I first moved into college. It was the thing I brought with me, the thing I was going to be like, yeah, no, I can have people over on the floor, get to know people. Really only one person. But, you know, it works out. I'm not a hugely social person anyway.
That was
But yeah, no, I have very fond memories of playing, you know, Guitar Hero 3, Rock Band, Halo 3, and eventually probably my favorite game on that console that had a physical release, Halo Reach.
I think the fucking, like, I remember, like, buying all the other consoles. I got a PS3 as a gift because my grandmother won it at a fucking casino. But, I remember the Xbox 360. I didn't really play it that much, but I do remember it has the most, like, traumatizing but amazing experience I ever had playing games in college. When I got... which one was the Fallout that had the fire ants? Was that 3 or was that... Yeah, that was 3, wasn't it?
I think it was New Vegas.
Either which way, I remember getting that on my 360, getting really excited at 4 in the morning. I fucking was about to face the Fire Ant Queen. I left one of the drones alive by accident. My character turns around in pitch darkness, and there's a giant fucking ant looking at me directly in a tiny little screen. And I let out this blood-curdling scream that woke up everyone on the floor. It was so good.
Good old gaming trauma.
Oh, and fucking BioShock 2, because that first cutscene, I was just like, wait, why am I holding my breath pretending like I'm drowning? Oh, right, I'm getting immersed.
I do that in games all the time. Whenever my character goes underwater, I like to see how my lung capacity compares to the game characters.
I'll guarantee you that.
Sometimes longer, but then again, I'm also not putting in physical effort and trying to swim my ass to safety. So, they usually beat me in lung capacity in all cases. But that's why I was very interested to see Microsoft's gaming conference, even though I was like less interested in the Xbox itself. I don't think I'm going to own a Series X after buying one for the office, in which we only turned it on twice, I think, to play Killer Instinct, maybe once or twice on stream, and I did a Renegade for Life of Quantum Break. Those were the only uses of the Xbox One that we've had, and otherwise it's just been sitting there gathering dust and being a paperweight.
It's a shame too. It's supposed to be the all-in-one entertainment, and if you don't like it being online only, we have a system for that. It's called the Xbox 360.
It's 360.
Oh,
Yep,
there.
They really
Boom!
shot themselves in the
That guy
foot
got fired
in the
over that.
past generation.
That guy got fired over that. He was removed from the head of Xbox, and he headed on down to Zynga.
That's literally fucking why. That's
dear.
literally the fucking "don't you guys have phones" moment.
Oh my god, that's the best one though. That's the best one, because you heard the desperation in his voice.
Do you guys not have phones?
Do you guys not have phones? Like, there's like he's trying to hold back this. Please, no. Oh god.
What have I said?
Oh no. Oh
What's
no.
happening?
They hit us with a reverse Uno card. This is not good.
Oh god, they don't like it.
All that I sometimes go back and rewatch that Diablo press conference because it is so painful to watch. It is a textbook example of how to fucking piss off your fan base. To the point where a guy
And we know a thing or two about that.
we do, but what I will always love is this an out of season April Fool's joke? Legit question on record. I'm like, oh my god.
Instant meme.
Oh.
Fucking nailed it.
Oh, dude,
but
it was like, who thought it was a good idea to just whip out an app, like a mobile app game? No one's gonna fucking care about that shit.
When your fucking player base.
It's not even out yet.
Yeah. Oh,
Still not out.
Oh, of course not. I think they're waiting for everyone to not be mad at it for existing.
I saw it the other day on like the Google Play Store as like, this is a pre-release. You can like you can set it to remind you when it comes out so you can download it then. I'm like, I don't care.
Why would I
really
want
don't.
it to remind me of something that I was traumatizing and stupid?
It doesn't seem like the kind of thing I'd even want to play on mobile either.
No,
like, that's the thing.
That's why everyone's
I don't like action mobile games.
That's why everyone was like, "What the fuck? We don't have a mouse on our phone. How the fuck are we supposed to play this goddamn game?"
Where's the WAS buttons?
Yeah, you need WAS. WASD.
You need WASDA, and you need like time. When you're playing on your phone, you're not just like you don't, or at least I don't, sit there and play a game on my phone because I have all the time in the world. Usually if I'm around other things, I will do other things. The phone is what I use when I'm like sitting in the doctor's waiting room or just like waiting for a lunch order or something. And then it's like, okay, I have to turn this off now. Right? I mean, I don't feel like I'm out of the ordinary.
No, like I don't actively seek out my phone to play things. It's just like when there's literally no other options for entertainment and I'm still like just sitting there idling, I pull out a game.
Yeah, it's like when you're getting a ride somewhere, like you're taking an Uber somewhere. It's literally idle time.
Yeah,
that's what the phone games are for.
I play Tetris. That's it. I fucking love Tetris.
I have
shit. Look,
yeah, that's a
I
good
have
phone
Sonic
game.
Forces, and it's literally just fucking it's Temple Run, just with Sonic the Hedgehog characters versus people.
For me, like any kind of idle time I have outside of a car, though, and I'm usually the driver, so I don't have that much while I'm in a vehicle. I fucking be reading audiobooks off of my what do you call it? The app where you can. Oh God, I can't believe I started saying it without knowing its name. No, not Audible. That's the audiobooks. Kindle.
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 You got that Kindle app.
I got the Kindle app, and that's where I'm reading the 4th TFS Kane Warhammer 40k novel. Aside from that, Audible.
Speaking of Warhammer 40k.
Yeah!
Warhammer 40k Darktide, just to kind of cycle this back into the Xbox Gaming Conference was announced. Taka, I know immediately I could sense through the air.
I'm a Darktide streamer now, guys. I'm a Darktide streamer now. I'm really excited.
Well, you will be in 2021 anyway.
No! Now! I'm like Zoidberg. More. We tasted the last anchovies.
It's kind of funny that one stuck out so much to me, just because I have very fond memories of playing Left 4 Dead with you, Kaiser, and Gon, and I enjoy Vermintide, and this obviously, like, Darktide, obviously alluding to Vermintide. I mean, is it from the same developers?
Yep.
Yeah, it's same guys.
So yeah.
No, here's the thing. Vermintide 2 is a good game. There's a lot that game does right. It's very smooth and seamless. It's the closest of all the clones to ever get to what Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 originally elicited. Now, that being said, fantasy, it's all close combat, so there's a limited amount of that working. However, this system applied to 40k, there are so many goddamn enemy types in 40k that this could be used against. There are so many horde-style enemies. Orcs, Gene Stealers, Chaos Cultists, Poxwalkers, just to start. That's just to start. And I think this is fan-fucking-tastic. The fact that they're focusing on humans is great, because Astartes are a little bit boring, unless they're done in the right context. However, having it be basic humans fighting these guys, fuck yeah. There's going to be so many different kinds of skins for so many different kinds of factions in this universe. It's going to be fantastic to play. I am jazzed as fuck for this game.
I'm ready to play Rogue Trader.
If any game would have more open to DLC or expansions, it's this kind of fucking game. If they go...
Well, I know that, like, I'm just going to call it Total Warhammer, has a crap ton of DLC that goes with it. So if they follow that model, I think they're in for a good time.
Yeah, quite possibly, though. I would almost like them to, like, just here's another planet and a couple missions on that planet. There's so many different kinds of settings.
Yeah, the Total
you could
War...
have it, you could...
I'm sorry.
No. Go for it.
I was about to say, like, I like the idea that you propose, Nick, but I also don't, because that's a lot of shit that feels like it gets tacked on, and it just feels like it's just a money sink more than it actually feels like it's real DLC.
Listen, I'll be real here. Total Warhammer 1 is just Total Warhammer 2. The reason why it's only Total Warhammer 1 and they released 2 a year later is the game wasn't done in time. That's literally why they did that. This game, they double dipped on the core game. So
let's also be honest about another thing. If any franchise is about dipping into your pocket, it may as well be Warhammer. How much do those minis cost, and like how many different sets are there?
Nick,
like,
it's free for the amount of entertainment and satisfaction we get from painting them.
But
Exactly. So
on
when
the
it
flip
comes,
side, ask me how much I spent on a fucking Seraphim army.
how much did you spend, Zito?
I have a 3,500 point value army, so that kind of boils down to almost.
Dear Lord.
How
But
many
you see,
matches have you won with those?
Just the thing, though.
How many matches you won with those dirty, filthy Xenos?
0.
He just has them.
Oh, I feel so good, man.
But you see, this is kind of what I'm getting at, is like the franchise is about, you know, getting you in, getting you hooked, and then like kind of giving you the supplementary material as you go along. It makes sense that they would continue to support this, because they did continue to support Vermintide 2 with, if I'm correct, free updates,
They have.
actually.
The last thing they did was Beastmen.
Yeah, Beastman was the bigger one, but did they charge for Beastman?
No, they did not charge for Beast.
Which is good. I mean, if there's any faction that would be good for a horde mode game, might as well be the guys who literally are a horde of rampaging beasts.
I just didn't like that the trailer almost
Yeah,
made it seem like we were gonna get a fucking Beastman hero, and then it never happened. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That was a bad
Why are
storytelling.
you here? I fucking hate.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah,
They're the
I'm
worst.
just
They smell
some
they smell like shit.
Yeah, my folks were humans. My dad hated me, so I killed them. Oh, I'm just a grunt. Oh well.
I do want to.
It's
It's
a lot to go off, considering we only got like a CG trailer for it, but it did leave a certain level of hype. It was a highlight from that in my mind.
So here's the thing: if you played Vermintide 2, you know how it's going to play. It's probably going to be a whole.
Except with guns.
Yeah, well, there are guns in that, but it's like it's not the priority, which made the made the setting kind of interesting.
Flint and steel.
Spaces.
Flint and steel is not gonna fucking outdo like a fucking flamer.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of guys. There's gonna be a lot of guys rushing it. But there's gonna be a lot of fucking guys with guns shooting at you too. So this game's gonna be interesting.
I mean, we are talking about the franchise that coined the meme, "Drive me closer, I wish to hit them with my sword,"
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The commissar.
But yeah, I'm very excited for that to come out, and I'm intrigued. Not like super excited, but I'm intrigued by Halo Infinite for a few reasons. 343 Studios, who's been in charge of Halo since Bungie left to do Destiny, they claim that they have like a 10-year plan for this game. Like, this is going to be the platform for Halo for the next 10 years, is what they claim.
You know this? Okay. All right. They're trying something different aside from we'll make the next number game. What? Oh, it didn't work? Shit.
I mean,
So they're trying something
Yeah,
different.
it's a novel idea. I'm not gonna like disparage it, and also I'm gonna be frank with you guys. Like, Halo is not my thing. It's never has been, but I do respect it for what it is. All I remember from it is trying to get online, Rudy Tooty, guns and shooty, get fucked in the head with a fucking sniper bullet, and watch a guy teabag me into oblivion. That's my Halo experience. So
I did have a lot. I had a lot of fun with Halo multiplayer on Xbox Live,
yeah.
specifically 360. Like, it was a fun like little after school activity when I got done with classes in college.
So I'm looking at this with, but I'm not looking at this with any sort of nostalgia in mind. So like, as a guy who looking at this from the onset, and it's like, I know people are upset about, apparently there's something going on with a sprint button or something of that sort, and it's open world now.
Yeah, I don't know. They changed a few things. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be open world. They added a grappling hook, so you can like change the way you move around. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to switching this up. The only thing that kind of gets me here is it's not like it's game changing like the first Halo was. You know, like, because that was like kind of a groundbreaking first person shooter for reasons that I don't entirely understand, but it is.
It was just polished. It was fun, and it was built for Xbox.
I mean, though, does it have to
They're
be game changing?
Yeah, not necessarily. As long as it's a very tight gameplay with a robust multiplayer, I think you're going to do fine. And if the campaign is at least enjoyable, and if what they say is true about like making, I highly doubt, by the way, that it's going to be a decade-long thing before they do another Halo. But yeah, you know, fingers crossed, maybe. If they do just continue to add on to it, add little story, little DLC packs here and there, like Destiny has been, literally follow the Destiny model. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to pan out, because Destiny's all about building your own character and running around this world with them, and kind of like growing from there. Whereas Halo's like, I'm Master Chief and fuck you.
I'm Johnny Space. No, the reason why Destiny 2, it's such a smooth game to play. For all its faults, it is a smooth, responsive game to play. I played Halo on PC recently. It was not as smooth and as responsive as Destiny 2.
It's also older, to be fair.
What? You telling me I have to judge it on a curve?
I'm telling you have to judge it on a curve based on the fact that it was designed for a controller, so the reticle is different.
How dare you?
It's weird.
How dare you? I am allowed to.
I'm a monster, that's how.
Oh.
It still looks interesting, but yeah, I just don't know how it's going to work, like with their long-term plans. I saw a lot of people complaining about the art, like how the game looks compared to certain games of the current generation. Have you guys seen that?
How does it look? It looks like a Halo game. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah.
It looks fine.
Like there's some people out there that confuse art direction for a game, because Halo has always looked a bit more cartoony than everything around it. It was never meant to look like The Last of Us 2.
I never got that vibe.
Or anything like that. Yeah. Because everything just like everything
the Arbiter's
does look
voiced
a little
by
bit.
Keith David. I mean, that guy's Goliath. Come on, guys. Like,
Beautiful choice. Everything in Halo always looked a little bit more like waxy or like cartoon or toy-like. Even it's kind of the aesthetic of the universe.
Isn't this also the franchise that has like enemies where they look like little babies with urinals for helmets?
Yeah, the grunts.
Did I just ruin that for
hey,
everyone?
listen, they fought off the Covenant. Okay?
No, we. Yeah.
How fucking those men sacrificed themselves to give me ammo, okay? Those men died. We're like, oh, I like that gun. All right. I'll have you know each of those men sacrificed themselves so I could win.
Isn't there one?
The first to be tossed off the
Isn't there
warthog.
like a fucking cutscene where one of them picks up a rocket launcher and they're clearly irresponsible to use it? They just blow up their side of the fucking field.
Yeah.
Like a Daikatana NPC.
However, they may be like this, but if they have a sniper rifle, you don't fucking touch them. Because those men are crap
Let
shots.
them go. Yeah, I'm interested to see where Halo goes. I'm not like super hyped for it, but I am excited that I won't have to buy a console to play it. That is my overall feeling on it. Meanwhile, I feel like a majority of this Microsoft Gaming Conference was actually dominated by Obsidian. Like they had like 3 games, I think, maybe 3 or 4 games that were announced.
Well,
Yeah.
DLC. Let's be fair.
Yeah, DLC for one of them. Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon, I think it was called. Which, you know, as somebody who enjoyed Outer Worlds, didn't get a whole lot of chances to play it. I'm interested because I did always dig the DLCs that they dropped for like Fallout, especially the ones for New Vegas, which Obsidian is you know, the ones responsible for. So
I'm gonna say this.
Intrigued by that.
I'm not gonna be super excited about its DLC. However, with what they've done so far, and if this DLC goes somewhere, I feel like this franchise can grow into something better once it gets a number 2 on the end of it. Like it just needs like that. Like this feels like it's the testing phase, whereas if you give them another shot to make like a fucking Outer Wilds, or whatever, God. Thank you.
Outer Worlds.
Outer World, because that was not confusing at all between those 2 games. Outer Worlds 2,
Right.
I absolutely think that it could be way more spectacular than the first one was. Like, this one feels like an awkward, like, growing into, like, the fact that, no, we're not Fallout New Vegas, we swear, into its own thing. Give it a 2, and it'll be way better.
Like, if we're talking about this one being the awkward one, I still think it did an amazing job.
Oh,
for that
yeah.
fact. Like, it nailed everything that it wanted to, is what it feels like. It gave you that Fallout experience with significantly more ranges of ways to deal with the problems that you're
I
handed.
love the Corp narrative more than I do the NCR or the Kaisar, honestly.
Right.
The Corp is such
Yeah,
a good fucking, like, overall entity. It's so good.
I just need to run around more with my boy Sam. Just clean up all the shit that I kill, Sam. I am not a stealth boy. I am not somebody that talks to people. They get in my way.
Just bring
they
the
die.
robot. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, he'll clean everything. Sam is
Great
wonderful.
guy. What a guy, that Sam.
Absolute chap. But if we do want to talk about, like, a big shock to me was that they announced a game that was literally coming out like 3 days later. And Taka, you and I tried to try it out yesterday.
I feel like that one needed a couple more hours.
Couple more days in the oven,
Yeah, a couple
maybe.
more months in the oven, I think, there. But it's really beautiful.
What was the major flaw of it? Because
Yeah.
I never got a chance to actually play it.
Online didn't work.
We couldn't get a group lobby going. We're talking about Grounded, by the way. Honey, I Shrunk the Game. It's a really cool concept where you're just playing a survival game as a shrunken child in the backyard trying to build armor to protect yourself from various insects. Like, you can kill ants and make armor out of their hides. You make little spears out of pebbles and sprigs of grass. It is a very interesting concept. As somebody that's not huge into survival games, like, I played a little bit of Minecraft and tried out No Man's Sky when that first came out, just to give you my barometer of where I'm at survival games wise. I thought it was pretty all right. Like, even though they definitely, the biggest problem, absolute biggest problem, the fact that we couldn't get any sort of like online lobby working. They do not have a dedicated invite player button.
Ooh.
That is, I think that is necessary.
For a game like that, that's kind of needed.
Yeah,
That's why I was
you
like,
think,
oh, isn't this the point? I felt so bad.
Yeah. Step 1, let me invite my friends to play this game, because playing a survival game alone, you can do it, but it's not that fun.
That's what
Not
makes
to me.
Subnautica feel hollow, because I'm like, man, this would be really cool if I had my friends with me.
Imagine, if you will, Sea of Thieves with nobody else but you.
Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah.
Now, the only reason that game is fun is because I got 3 people that can yell at me if I fuck up. Okay, that's... I get to hear everyone go, as I turn too sharply on an island and catch the surf.
You mean Raft? Well, Raft only has one extra little element to it, is that when you don't know what you're doing, you have a shark to deal with.
Yeah, there's issues around you that you need to solve. And I mean, Grounded looks like it can be a lot of fun. It looks like it can be really good. It just needs a bit more polish. It is admittedly, like the day we played it, day 1 early access.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it needs some time, because even Sea of Thieves, while you could invite people into a game on day 1, was not quite nearly as good as it is today.
Exactly.
Well, that was also given with
And-
polish and time, considering like what do you
Yeah.
call it? Like No Man's Sky. You gave it a couple of months later, and like the game is super fucking polished, and now they're adding way more DLC, and it never ends, and it's all just getting progressively better.
Yeah, and this is a game that I haven't gone back to since its original launch. Like that, for when we're talking about No
Oh, it's
Man's
an actual
Sky.
game now.
I've heard that it's gotten so
It's a
much
fucking-
better.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like you actually
It's
can
an
do
actual
things.
game now, and the latest DLC actually adds a survival horror element.
That's interesting.
Interesting. Is there something on a ship?
You go on, like, the whole game mode is you get to go on derelict freighters, and there's fucking crazy shit going on. The gravity shifts, and your ability to move is hindered, so it just immediately becomes a
fuck.
fucking like first-person horror game.
Oh my god, that
Oh,
sounds
wow.
fucking sweet.
And you get fuck tons of treasure when you come out of them, like stupidly
my
good
God.
for your freighter.
That is...
Might have to give that a shot.
Fuck, that
'cause,
sounds
I mean,
cool. No, that actually sounds really neat. Eh.
Yeah. You're talking about No Man's Sky when, like, you know, Star Citizen, the game that will never come out, has been touting a bunch of stuff as well.
You gotta believe, Nick. You have to believe that it will.
Taka, there is no Star Citizen. It's like Santa Claus, my friend.
It's real. Skypia is real.
They have people out there who have paid thousands of dollars already to buy ships in the game that they'll never be able to use.
It has to be real, because if it's not, no one can outdo this scam. It's the best. It's the greatest.
I mean,
eventually the guy that's making it will just disappear from the face of the earth, and you'll never hear from him again, and he'll just leave with his millions of dollars, and everybody will have pictures of the ships that they were never able to fly.
That's always what's going to be the best to me. I'm like, here's $1,000 DLC to a game not out yet. Someone's like, I will buy that.
Ridiculous.
You fucking fools!
And I got suckered in for a little while because I
it
went
looks
deep.
Great.
It does. It looks amazing. I never bought it because I'm like, okay, but you know, where's like they have these videos out there of gameplay of things like working. It's like, okay, but why can't you play it?
That's like the L. This is like the L is real conspiracy with all the modders and shit for the fucking Mario 64 thing.
Wait a minute.
So yeah, that's never happening. And Obsidian continues to eat Bethesda's lunch because they also announced basically their take on Skyrim or their Elder Scrolls
I
game
don't know about this one. I gotta be skeptical because here's the thing: for all the memes about Skyrim, fuck if that game wasn't a big bestseller, dude. Like shit.
Oh, definitely. I don't know if this is ever going to climb that mountain.
We're gonna need gameplay first of all. Like, let's be real. We got a trailer. That's cool. Where's the game?
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, as long as they follow the general formula, I think they'll do okay. But the problem is they're going to really need to do something to kind of innovate on that. And I know the market is kind of craving Elder Scrolls 6 right now, and maybe this will, slake some of that.
It makes you wonder how much better the second game to this is going to be, because I feel like this is just going to be a tease. If they're smart, they'll focus on quality, not quantity.
It could be like a
which is something that Skyrim has them beat by. Oh, well, the thing is, Skyrim's so fucking big, you can't outdo the size. I guess you could, but Jesus.
Todd tried.
So much in that game.
He tried real hard.
Yeah, a lot of people did. So I'm just curious to know what the fuck could happen here.
I'm always willing to give something a shot. I'm intrigued by it. I am excited to hear more about it.
Yeah.
It looks, it basically looks like an Elder Scrolls clone from what we've been given, but maybe it's significantly more than that.
And also remember, it's coming from people who actually have been in this industry and have a little bit of a pulse around this shit. So there's a good chance it'll be a good game. So that's promising. But it's still a trailer.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you get gameplay, that's one thing that this press event. It had some for some of the games, but it was a lot of here is a rendered trailer for what we're doing here. State of Decay 3. Just to kind of run down a couple. State of Decay 3. It was a trailer. There was a woman screaming in the woods at a zombie deer.
Yes! Ah! The deer. That was. I got a massive chuckle out of that.
Stalker 2, which I never played the first Stalker.
I'm so excited.
I know it's a Chernobyl game.
Oh,
all right,
my God.
Can we have guitar sessions around the fire, comrade?
Oh, my God.
I've always really enjoyed the Metro game, so if this is similar to that, I never played the original Stalker.
Stalker is way more fucking... Stalker is way more bleak and way more survival horror than Metro ever will be.
It is hard fucking horror.
Way more bleak than Metro.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Wow.
You know how in Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, you could have that one mode where it's real life and you had to eat food and drink water and shit to live?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what this game is like.
All right.
Oh, I can't wait to see
when the good shit's deep by horrifying things in the dark.
Let's go into the sewers at early level. Oh, this was a horrible idea.
Oh no, it's all bad.
Oh no, it's all psychic energy monster bullshit.
Those are the parts of Metro that I really like, just exploring the haunted ass like train.
Then you will love
like,
Stalker, dude, because that's like 95% of the game.
You're buckle up, dude. That's your game, baby.
Oh, hell yeah. Then maybe I will give her a shot. One that we actually did get some gameplay for, Psychonauts 2, set to the backdrop of Jack Black singing the game's theme, I guess, Mote of Light, or playing as the Mote of Light. I don't really remember. I loved Psychonauts. It looks like this game's going to be set all in one setting, though, from the looks of it.
Well, they're supposed to be going back to, like, the main headquarters they left off of the game, but we don't know if that's the case. So, barring story, because, I don't know, I might be triggering spoilers or whatever, but I'm just happy that this game exists. Like, I'm not upset that, like, it's taking this long. It's just that this game feels like it's a fucking anomaly where, like, it should have died because of, like, budget restrictions, like, a million times over, but it just will never die. And that's a good thing. But, like,
yeah.
I hope this game lives up to the hype, that's all I could say. Because how fucking much longer can Tim Schafer, like, bat out telling everyone they're gonna have really quality games when it takes this long to get them out and it flops on its ass?
Well, they've tided themselves over with a series of competent adventure games. Like they had that one. They had The Cave. I think like 5 or so years back now, maybe 6. And they had what was that one? You're playing as one kid out in space and one kid that's getting sacrificed to it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they are.
But yeah, they had a second one as well, where like there was a kid out in space and one that's getting sacrificed.
Broken Age.
That's what it was called.
Yeah, there we go. That was it. Like, that's the one thing. This seems to be that Microsoft is like, hello there, pretty game developer. Would you like to make us candy?
We will share the candy with everyone and we will tell them that you made it.
But it might cost a lot to make some candy. Oh, don't worry, we have a fair amount of that.
Here's a nickel.
Yeah, Microsoft bought... Keep making your little adventure games. Go, fly, fly, fly.
Ooh, you're gonna take on Bethesda. They have their own show just like us.
Why is Phil Spencer the Chamberlain?
Microsoft...
Let's just say we find your games to be of a quality that we find quite rare.
Yeah, and like Rare, Microsoft just snatched them up, said like, hey, you're gonna make games for us now. But instead of what they did to Rare, basically forcing them to make a bunch of shitty Kinect games and grabbed by the ghoulies, I think.
Now they're making Sea of Thieves. So now they're back to making games.
Yeah, they're making Sea of Thieves now. They're making games that are not better with Kinect.
What do you mean you don't like Kinect Sports?
This is from a guy that actually... Dance Central was the only good game on Kinect.
Hey, no,
yes,
that was
I include
the only
the Star
good
Wars Dance
segment
Central
at
in
every
that as well.
E3, and now we are deprived of Dance Central presentations at E3. I will not stand for this.
Oh, don't worry, Ubisoft will show up one night.
I need to get my yearly dosage of cringe. Yeah. I need to fill my brain up with that and realize that I'm not that bad.
I'm pretty sure Ubisoft still gave us a Just Dance something.
Ah, damn it.
They always do that.
Woo! I'm so excited to be here. I love those guys. They're so excited
are you
to be making that paycheck.
Are you... I still can't unwrap my brain around the fucking fact that they still support the Wii. The original Wii for Just Dance 2020.
Millions of people have Wii still.
Oh!
Like all the elementary schools, like you remember like that they have like in the after school room sometimes they'd have like the jank old console.
Yeah.
Eventually they'd update it.
Yeah, that's the Wii now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they were still releasing PS2
kids can still
games
play
like
their...
5 years ago.
Oh my god,
it's most people in South America have PS2s, and FIFA is one of the best-selling games in South America.
Yep.
So that's why they kept releasing it for them, because there was still a massive market for that port.
Exactly. So they're going to keep going, especially with Dance Central as a thing, because it's like the epitome of a casual game that you have, like, you pick it up once a year. It's the now that's what I call music the game, basically. We also had Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which, again, not much was really shown of. The only thing I remember from that is the trailer that we got, I think, last E3, or last, what was it? It was like the VGAs, I think.
Remember?
With the...
Yeah. It was the Video Game Awards. But, yeah, like, this one's kind of hard to dive into, considering its theming and shit.
Yeah, and it's again, like I actually never played Senua's Sacrifice. I've heard it's really good. I just never got around to it, so I have no real attachment. Yeah, I have no real attachment to this. One thing that I do have somewhat of an attachment to, though, is a Fable game with no Peter Molyneux attached to it.
Is it possible? Wait, hold on. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound if no one's there to listen to it? That's the question. And will the trees grow in real time like Peter Molyneux promised us?
Guys, hold on. I gotta check my copy of 3 and see if there's a fucking tree growing. Oh god, it's growing. Look at it. Oh my god, I reached the ceiling.
Oh my god, stop growing
trees. Yeah, you have the world
trees.
tree now. Please stop. I remember hearing a interview from him sometime, like either reading or listening to an interview from him where he said, you know, everything I said was always like going to be a part of the games, but then when tested out, they just didn't work. So the thing that we wanted to do with the trees, it made the game slow down too much, so we decided to scrap it. I was like, okay.
Peter, are you okay?
I mean, that's a very painfully honest answer. See, we need a, you know, being John Malkovich, we need a being Peter Molyneux. And just spouting whatever. That would be fun in a meeting room. They're like, okay, we'll try that, I guess.
Well, here we go.
I feel like Black and White was a good game in spite of Peter Molyneux. I don't know why I believe that.
Black and White and Black and White 2 were awesome.
Great.
2 was interesting. I never
games.
played 2, but when I saw that you could have discipled warriors, I was like, oh, fuck, here we go.
There's nothing like, basically like, this tribe doesn't believe in you. Huh, how many flaming rocks would it take for them to believe in me?
That much?
Oh, more flaming rocks. You see what happened to Peter the other day? He got picked up and thrown into the volcano. Looks like God's real.
The answer, yeah, turns out the answer was 12. Oh, that one hit their granary. That's gonna hurt.
Ooh, ouch, oof.
No food for you this winter.
All right, only one guy has sex with all the ladies.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, you make a whole village just into a harem because you can set people to breed.
It's literally what I did. That guy never left the middle of town. That guy was always busy. That guy was like, probably like, God, I want to retire, but I just gotta keep going.
God demands no.
Because God demands that I lay all the way. It's like you're actually starting up one of those weird fucking
my God,
cults.
I want to stream.
And that guy's just standing there like, I don't know. God says I'm the only one women are allowed to fuck. So here I am.
I challenge you to. Well, look who proved him right.
Look, God's giant cow is standing behind me. Clearly, there's something
the giant
going
cow
on.
with a
Guys,
fucking
like,
baseball bat, just like swatting it in his fucking palm.
You joke, guys. So I'm trying to find where I'm trying to find where I could buy Black and White.
Good old games.
No, it's
Yep,
not on
GOG.
Good Old Games.
What? Seriously?
It's not on GOG?
It's not on GOG. I typed in Black and White, and it's like, no. Fuck you.
Okay, there must be some way to like.
Peter Molyneux
get
says
it.
no. Peter Molyneux says no. Okay.
I know Lionhead Studios does not exist anymore, so maybe that's the issue. But there's got to be an archived version of it out there somewhere. Whether it might be extra legal to get is hard to say, but there's got to be a way.
2 on Steam?
No, I've checked it all, guys.
Is it?
It's impossible to play. You cannot choose one guy to be the town stud.
This is the curse of Molyneux.
They must bury everything.
It must grow into a tree!
You can't get Black and White anywhere.
And these
apparently.
7 people will forever be praying to me so I can continue throwing fireballs at the neighboring nation until they believe in my glory.
Fireball number 13 to make this real, guys. Come on.
And the way that you'd like, I know there was a way that you could just like click on the button. It would be like, okay, you pulled this up. But I know if you like held down the button and did like a certain pattern on the ground, it would form the miracle in your hand or some shit.
Okay, so I'm doing deep research. It may or may not be. Well, 2 is available on the EA store.
Okay, so that's right.
That
It was
might
published by
end
EA.
up on Steam somewhere along the line.
Yes.
It's just a
That's
matter of
all
time.
I know.
So yeah, you can get it. And I do think 2 is the superior game, so
Ooh, maybe.
shrug.
But yeah,
have to-
hopefully Fable 4 again. The problem is that like I can't get excited for a lot of these games because they're just fucking trailers. I need gameplay.
Yeah, they showed you literally nothing about it other than, you know, it's a Fable
There's
game.
a fairy
There you
flying
go.
through the fucking air.
It gets eaten by a frog.
Frog?
Look at all these trees. Is one of them gonna turn into an oak tree and drop something, an acorn? What the fuck? I don't know. It's Fable.
I don't know. Fuck you.
Is there a wall that condescendingly laughs at you early game and you can only go back to it at late game?
Is the first game, do they call you Chicken Chaser and you have no fucking idea why? And you're just confused as shit.
It's because
You're
you chase chickens.
What the fuck you calling me that? What the shit?
What is this nickname?
I immediately hated everybody. I was like, I fucking hate this
Chicken
world.
chaser.
Oh yeah, this
I
entire
want you
town.
all to die. I turned super evil in that game. I was just so mad they called me Chicken Chaser with no chasing of a chicken.
One of these days, my character's gonna raise the city to the ground, mark my words. Oh shit, it happened. Chase chickens for me, the last survivor.
Fucking team.
Did both of you play all 3 of the Halo games? Or, sorry, all 3 of the Fable games?
No, I didn't play 3. I only played 1.
I played 1 and 3.
Okay. Ah, so you skipped 2. 2 is, I think, my favorite Fable.
What?
Because...
I feel bad that I dropped out. Because when I played 1, I was
Don't
told by
feel
all my
bad.
friends it's groundbreaking. And I played it and went like, was the ground fucking sand? Because it was the most boring shit I've ever played. I was like, what? I didn't like it. I hated it.
It was like a pretty all-right action RPG for the time. Is what it was. I enjoyed 2 the most because 3 I felt was way too easy. At least 2, you could still, I think you could actually still die in 2. But in 3, they let you just kind of like resurrect without any problems whatsoever, wherever you were, wherever you died, however you died. And furthermore, the game's economy was so absurdly broken because, like, the big thing in 3 is you are racing to earn money to stave off an invasion. That's like all you're doing as king, basically. Like,
dude, I'll be real. Wait, I did play 3. Fuck, I remember now because, dude, I was so high on cold meds playing that part where you go to the other land. I was tripping out of my fucking mind. It was like, this is the greatest fucking video game ever made.
And the biggest problem with that is that, like all the other Fable games, you're able to invest in local businesses so that they just kind of give you passive income. So in order to beat the game with the best ending, literally all you had to do was leave the console on overnight and you would have more money than you would ever need ever in the game for
I remember
everything.
3, for me, I just ended up, I beat the main game and then it was just like, but you have all these other things left to do. And I'm just like, wait, this isn't Fable anymore. This is Harvest Moon. It turned into Harvest Moon and I'm like, I have not left this town for a week outside of game. What the fuck am I doing?
I've been working in this tavern for 3 hours. The perfect amount of fun.
I resent that game for one particular reason. Would you like to save the orphanage or turn them into slaves? I'm like, how about we don't do either and the kids train as soldiers? Fuck, why you gotta throw me 2 bad options here?
Yeah, why can't I just raise my child soldiers? Fairly.
The undead armies are coming. Not really a waste of... Oh, it's not right. Oh, gee. You should tell that to the undead hordes on our way. They'll really
the
be
shadow
moved
monsters
by your
are coming, kids.
Really be moved by your morals. Fuck.
But that's what I mean, though. You never had, like, because the entire thing behind the morally gray decisions where you would enslave children is that it would earn more money for your kingdom.
Yeah.
When all you had to do was just passively leave the game on and you would have more money than you'd ever need.
What if we just let the economy...
And you just look at it like... Exactly. You look at the early part of the game, which is all about you setting up a revolution against your brother who's been, like, treating the people like shit, taxing them super hard because he knew this army was coming. Despite, the obvious reasoning being he could just explain, hey guys, enemy's coming. I need a lot of money for this, so you're gonna have to tighten your belts a little coming in here. And the entire first half of the game is you basically overthrowing your brother's government and becoming king, and then all you do is just wait, and you do everything way better, and you're just the fucking paragon.
It is an interesting change, but someone pointed out here, like how bullshit some of these choices are. Would you rather turn the former factory into a homeless shelter or a brothel? It's like,
I mean, brothel, right?
Why? You shaming sex workers? Got him.
Yeah. Everybody needs to make a living, bro.
What if I don't want? What if I don't want either, and I want to make it something else?
What if you make the homeless the brothel workers? Huh?
I was literally about to go for that, Nick. I was just like, why did you
call
merge both?
we call the place beggars can't be choosers. we got it, guys.
Oh,
we got it, guys.
Oh God.
Begging on their knees.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, Nick.
Oh, I'm so fucking canceled.
But it's like some things are horribly dated. It's just. Why can't there be more secondary choices? Why must it be like what are the other? And why do you say what is necessarily evil in compared? Oh my God.
It's so bizarre, like that, but that's like the problem, and I have hope that the next Fable game can do better. I hope, but again, all we got was a CG trailer. Speaking of CG trailers and sexual problems
I do not
of their
like
own,
this segue.
Ubisoft also had
I don't like this segue, Nick.
Too bad.
So you're deleting this VOD, by the way, right? You're deleting this VOD, right? Because.
But it'll still go live on YouTube.
Fuck.
Ubisoft had their Ubisoft Forward event. Speaking of problems,
did they? I was not aware.
They did, and like nothing. It was a nothing event. It was Tom Clancy's Ubisoft Forward as usual. The big standouts were that Giancarlo Esposito is the new super bad guy in Far Cry 6, which is
more Far
cool.
Cry.
Yeah, more Far Cry.
You know what? I'm more excited for Far Cry.
Yay!
It's the default asset flip of Far Cry. What will it be this time? Last time it was the apocalypse, but we got spray paint.
And the time before that, we got Primal.
Yeah.
And then the time before that, we got the best one, which was Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
They've never
Blood
beaten
Dragon!
Blood Dragon. But yeah, I have no thoughts on this. I mean, I've enjoyed the Far Cry games. I played 3, I played 5, and those were both good. I guess. I don't know.
Overall, for just Ubisoft, I'm just like, it kind of like doesn't have a lot to go with right now because Yves is too busy cleaning up his company and getting rid of the shitheads.
Yeah, hopefully getting rid of them and not just shuffling them around again.
Yeah, don't keep them. Get rid of them. That's the best thing you could do.
Just shoo. Don't Catholic Church this bullshit.
Yves, you can't be nice here. You can't be nice. You gotta get rid of these guys.
So yeah, the only standout I think that you got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which it's more Witcher but Norwegian.
Question mark.
Is it wrong that I always feel like Ubisoft, they show up and the party's only going for like another hour?
I feel like that's about right.
It's like we got God of War. I'm like, fuck yeah. Now all these other games are trying to do that. I'm like, no, stop. God of War did it.
Yeah, God of War beat you, and Assassin's Creed, all they've been doing is trying to follow the Witcher's formula, I feel like, when it comes to action RPGs lately. The last Assassin's Creed game I enjoyed was Black Flag, if I'm gonna
they
be
peaked.
Dead honest.
They peaked. It was because of the ship combat. It was fun as fuck. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they added RPG numbers to Assassin's Creed, and it was fucking miserable!
When you can't assassinate somebody in Assassin's Creed without your numbers being higher, it just doesn't make sense to me, because the idea behind Assassin's Creed is like, aha, I got the drop on him, stabbed him in the neck, now I'm gonna run because I'm an assassin. And then it's like, okay, you stabbed this guy, but you only did X damage.
Yeah,
what?
Remember when you could rip a guy's fucking spinal cord out of the back of his neck and throw him into a bush with no consequence? Yeah, you can't do that anymore. What the fuck is the point of you being an assassin?
Exactly. My legit feelings, if you go back and watch the Renegade for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you can get my dead honest opinions on it, where it's just like, fuck this, I can't stab this guy to death. I got a sneak attack on him and it did a quarter of his health. Fuck you.
You can see the veins in the back of his head outside of his body, and he's still kicking.
And it's okay that people do like this type of game. It's an action RPG now. It's not what Assassin's Creed was. That's fine. There is one aspect of Valhalla that I'm actually kind of intrigued by. Something that kind of gets me in a lot of games, and that's the village building aspect, where you as you go through, you build up your city. I always like establishing towns, establishing a home base.
That is a fun aspect. I'm a sucker for those kinds of games.
I know you guys like 4Xs.
What's the over/under on Odin being a precursor? What's the over/under on that bet?
I feel like they gave up on that, even though they have a bunch of mythology stuff in Odyssey.
They're gonna pull this thread. He's gonna have some magic machine that makes him never age. So we just got a fucking guy who won't die.
But listen,
and he's the guy who.
We need Adam and Eve. We need that plot back. We need the Adam and Eve plot back really bad.
You gotta roleplay as Adam, and you gotta avoid Eve because she's trying to make you eat an apple.
I mean,
but she's just so hot. You don't want to say no.
That's kind of where they left it off. It's just like you're fucking jumping off of alien tech, and then it's just you and it's Adam and Eve, butt-ass nude, with fucking Assassin's Creed gear on their wrists, and they have the apple, which is just a fucking glowing orb. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's like a tesseract. They gave up on that story, and eventually we're going to get an Assassin's Creed reboot in the same vein that we got a reboot for Resident Evil 7. Like, they're going to change it up again eventually. That is the next Assassin's Creed I'm actually excited for, to see, how they change it to be something different than just a bog standard action RPG.
Oh, someone in chat literally just told us they finished the series in the comics. That's why we don't know what the fuck is happening anymore.
You gotta buy the supplementary materials, I see.
My favorite thing is when I have to go to another medium to find the end of the story in the medium I was reading.
120
quickly to the wiki.
$240 later.
Quickie to the wiki.
$240 later, they fucking end it on a $12 fucking sheet of paper. Cool!
Did you not read the webcomic?
Listen, guys, if you don't download the comic we put on the floppy disk, we're not gonna fucking explain the end of the story to you, okay?
Look, if Final Fantasy 15 doesn't make sense to you, then just buy the movie.
Oh.
Oh my god, that might be the funniest one. Guarantee you it won't make sense to us even if we watch the fucking movie.
It
alright?
It didn't for me. It doesn't at all. It fucking puts more questions.
That's like taking Final Fantasy 13 and just cutting off the first 4 hours of that game and then expecting people to understand what the fuck.
Oh, and then you jump into 2?
Yeah, I know.
Honestly,
someone in the chat saying I like Destiny 2. I didn't say I'm above being a hypocrite. I'm not above being a hypocrite.
Honestly, the best example of all of this, and Big O Gohan actually brings it up in chat, is the fact that the Emperor's Return in Rise of Skywalker was a fucking Fortnite event.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you not go to the Fortnite event?
Were you not at the Fortnite event? Does this not make sense to you?
Boys, we're going to Tilted Towers.
Oh fuck, I love Fortnite!
Jesus. The fact that they did that, man, what the fuck is everything, though, for real?
It's just, you know what it is, Nick? You know what it is? We're getting old. We're getting old and we
are.
hate things now. We're like, why?
I mean, you say that, and then fucking Ballad in Wonderland came out as one of the trailers, and I fucking lost my shit. And that's like 90s childhood galore bullshit.
Once I was with it, but now what I'm with isn't it. And what's it scares me, and it'll happen to you.
I recently changed my playlist from my anger music, which is Disturbed. Let the bodies hit the floor. The greatest hits of the anger alt mail.
Drowning Pool, angst rock.
Yeah, angst rock. I've changed it to angry music to when I used to know what to be angry about music. I changed, and when I made that change, I'm like, oh no, fuck. And now I recently rewatched the South Park, and it got to the Stan episode where you're getting old, where Stan starts becoming a cynical douchebag, and everything starts sounding and looking like shit. And it's like a medical illness.
Yep.
And I sympathized with Stan instead of making fun of him. And I'm like, oh no. And I fucking think that might be one of the most it might be one of the most painful episodes, I think, of this show.
Yeah, everything's changing, but everything's staying the same. It's battle royales. I mean, Watch Dogs Legion, there's only one reason I'm excited for Watch Dogs Legion outside of Murder Grandmas. And it's the fact that it's set in London, and I always get a kick out of games that are modeled after real worlds, especially like real world cities, especially ones that I've been to. So that you can like walk around and try to navigate and be like, oh yeah, I remember this place. Oh hey, that's where that one
take
shop
it from
was.
a guy who had to feel that when the fucking Spider-Man game came out, it loses its appeal after a while.
Oh, it absolutely does. But that's like the only novelty I can think of when it comes to Legion. I still might give it a shot, but I'm not interested in it. It's like, because the big thing they're touting is like, oh yeah, you can recruit anyone. So I'm like, oh cool. So the main character doesn't matter.
There's no agency.
All right.
Yeah.
But that can be fun if they tell the story in a proper way. I mean, fuck it. It needs
Maybe?
something different, okay? Because they can't succeed at making an interesting protagonist in the game, so they're just kind of giving that up.
Yeah, I never played any of the Watch Dogs games. I just could not be bothered
I kind of want to play them because I feel like the games are just, let's start a riot. A riot. It's just like let's get everyone fired up here. Let's tear it down. And I think we're all kind of in that mood.
Yeah, and then there's the Ready Player One Battle Royale game, Hyperscape, which went out in beta. And as far as last I heard, like I know nothing about it. I don't know anybody that's touched it or played it. But from what I hear, cursory research has told me that it is currently loaded with hackers and cheaters already, which is appropriate given it's kind of like Ready Player One
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
type aesthetic.
Turns out one of you were playing that game is a protagonist. Wait a minute, there's $300 worth of DLC for Watch Dogs 2?
Wait, what?
Really?
300.
What is it?
I'm on Steam. Okay, so Watch Dogs 2 is $66.49. Getting Deluxe $79.99. Gold Edition $119.19. Now,
Okay.
DLC content for this game. All right, I'm gonna go down the list here. Okay, we're gonna go down the list here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Go for it.
Compromise, $13.49. Human Conditions, $19.99. T-Bone Pack, $9.49. Mega Pack, $25 dues. Ultra Texture Pack, free. Root Access Pack. I'm just gonna go down this list real quick. Punk Rock Pack, Psychedelic Pack, Black Hat Pack, Pixel Art Pack, Guru Pack, Elite Sec Pack, Glam Pack, $9.49 each. Private Eye Pack, free. And now here we go. One more down on this. Private Eye Pack, Urban Artist Pack, Ubisoft Pack, Dumpster Diver Pack.
What?
$6.99. Dead's Labs, $9.49 pack. Hometown Pack, $3.99. Guts, Grit, and Liberty Pack, $3.99. Okay, no, I'm gonna keep going here because these are fun. We're almost done. We're almost done. Don't worry,
I'm with you. I see him.
Okay.
Season Pass, $53.49. So technically, if you get that, I think you get all this. So I don't fully know. Ultimate Pack, $24.99. Supreme Pack, $19.99. Fully Decked Out Bundle, $13.49. Retro Modernist Pack, $9.49. Glow _Pro Pack, $9.49. All right, Ride Britannia, Kick It Pack. I don't know. $9.49.
I got you beat on DLC.
I got two more.
cost in the
I got
game,
two
though.
more. I got two
Go
more.
for
You
it.
ready for the final two?
I'm ready for the final two.
Velvet Cowboy Pack, $6.99. And
Okay.
I know. And here we go. Bay Area Thrash Pack, $3.99.
And that totals out to what again?
$342.72.
Okay. Well, at the approximate price of about $2 per DLC piece, how much do you think the entirety of DOA 6 costs?
$300.
No, not even close.
Oh my god.
Okay, so not even including the price of the game, we are looking at approximately $2,134.
Yikes!
Wait, no, that's not right. Hold on.
Hold on.
Divide by for some reason my calculator added a different
I have
digit.
something that might beat both of you, but I
Times
want.
two.
I want.
Are you going to rail out?
Yeah,
Are you going to rail out?
it is well over $1,000 for DOA 6 and all of its DLC.
That's fucking crazy.
Well over $1,000 for all your like fetish gear and like it's astounding.
There's a railway game that has over 1,000.
Train Simulator 2020 DLC. All DLC and subsequent game cost almost $10,000.
Yeah,
Jesus
I see it.
Christ.
I see it.
Zito, you win. You win.
You really
Can't.
gotta get in
I
on these
can't.
trains, though.
You gotta get on. Yeah, I'm looking at it right
when
now.
trains sell more than titties.
Oh my god.
You win.
Oh my god. Hold on. Am I reading this number right?
500.
Is this 591 pieces of DLC?
Yes, you are correct.
Oh my.
Dear God.
Some of them are $45.
Uh-huh. Because they're the legit trains.
How much is an actual train worth?
I'm gonna type that. Oh no, hold on. I'm looking this up. I want to know
Hold on,
that.
no, let's try this out. How much is an actual train worth?
Remember how many model train hobbyist dads there are
My
out
dad
there?
was one of
It's
them.
true. I mean, you say that, but I'm about to buy a bunch of Warhammer 40K terrain. Okay, so like.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. You can expect the average train cost to be about $5 million, including train
That is a bit
engine
more.
and locomotive and the coaches used for the trains. Bought at 20 cars
Nice.
attached.
Okay, so you could buy what, like 500 of those games, and all of their DLC for one train,
Pretty much, yeah.
something like that. Either way, games are coming out. Excited for some of them, lukewarm on a bunch of them. But what do you think? Let us know, guys, because we're excited to hear from you as well. Quick bit of housekeeping. For all of you that like joining us live here on the Talkcast Podshow over on twitch.tv/stream4star, throughout the month of August, due to personal availability, we'll be starting an hour earlier at 2 p.m. Central Time from August 5th through the 26th. Basically, every Wednesday in August, we'll be doing that. So that's just a heads up for everybody who likes joining us live, for everybody who loves watching or listening on YouTube or wherever you find your podcasts. Does not affect you in the slightest. But this has been the Talkcast Pod Show. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Stay happy and healthy out there. Game on.